Hello there! In this lecture, we're going to talk about how to solve quadratic equations using quadratic formula. Quadratic equation looks in this standard form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Basically, we are trying to solve for which values of x, when we add it up, that will be equal to 0. There is a very nice formula that you have to memorize, and I'm going to write it down for you. When we look at the quadratic formula, we need to take into the account our coefficient. So coefficient is the number that stays in front of your x. So coefficient in front of x squared is called a. Coefficient that stays just in front of x without any power is called b. And the constant that stays by itself is going to be called c. So we're going to work with those three coefficients, those three numbers. If there is no number, the number is 1. If the number is just negative x, the coefficient is -1. Then you're going to plug in those coefficients, those numbers, into this formula. But you need to make sure that this number that you get inside of the square root has to be positive. If it's negative, then there is no solution, or solution is like imaginary numbers. The number that stays inside the square root has to be positive. You can memorize this formula by singing a song: x equals to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You can just put it on repeat on YouTube. There is like a whole video. Just write down quadratic formula song. Anyways, let's do some examples and let's apply this formula. Here I have x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals to 0. Let's find the values of x that will make this equation to be true. Let's write out all the coefficients. I'm going to write out a, b, and c. What does my a equals to? A is the number that stays in front of x squared. There is no number. If there is no number, the number is 1. What number stays in front of x? -2. You need to include negatives. And the coefficient, the last one, -15. Okay, now that I have that written out, I can plug it into the formula. What will be my -b? Since b is -2, -b would be just 2. Plus or minus square root b squared, so -2 squared minus 4ac. What is my a is 1. What is my c? -15. Divide by 2a. 2a will be just 2 times 1. Wonderful. Let's just use this formula and solve it. -2 squared, that is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times -15. 15 plus 15 is 30. And 30 plus 30 is 60. Yes? So 4 plus 16. Okay, so that will be square root of 64. Square root of 64 is 8. So my x1 will be 2 plus 8 divided by 2. And my x2 will be 2 minus 8 divided by 2. So you have two answers: x equals 5 and x equals -3. So if you were to plug in 5 instead of x, that will be equal to 0. And if you were to plug in -3 instead of x, that will also be 0. All you have to memorize is the formula and make sure that you know your coefficients. Let's practice more. Here I have x squared plus 4x minus 5. A, b, and c. A is 1, b is 4, and c is -5. I'm going to plug it in directly into the formula. X equals -b, so -4. B squared, so 4 squared is 16. Minus 4ac. A times c is -5. -5 times 4 is going to be 20. Yes, 20. -20, so here it becomes positive. Divide by 2a, just 2. Here I have square root of 36. So my x is going to be -4 plus 6 divided by 2 and -4 minus 6 divided by 2. -4 plus 6 is going to be 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Here I have -4 minus 6, -10. -10 divided by 2 is -5. Just like that, that is your answer. I prefer this method more than factoring because with factoring you have to kind of guess what and where is going to go. But here is a full proof formula. And sometimes you cannot even factor it into nice numbers. This one, even you had like a nasty square root of, I don't know, square root of 2, then you can just leave the answer in terms of a radical, because if you were to factor it, you cannot really do this. Okay, let's do the last example. Here I have 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. What is my a? A is 2, b is negative 3, c is 1. X equals negative b, b is negative 3, so negative b will be just 3. B squared, so negative 3 squared is 9, minus 4ac. ac is 2, 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, so 9 minus 8. I can do all of that in my head. You have to write everything out, unless you're good with arithmetic. If you mess it up, better write everything out. Divide by 2a, so 2 times 2 is 4. Alright, so I have 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 8. 9 minus 8 is just 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Three plus 1 divided by 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 4. 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. And this is pretty much how you apply quadratic formula to solve any sort of quadratic equation. Again, sometimes there are no solutions for quadratic equations. And in that case, the number that stays inside of a square root has to be negative. If the number is negative, there are no solutions, no real solutions. Imaginary, yes, but we're not going there right now. Memorize the formula, apply the formula, and be happy. Anyways, I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, put notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.